Hi there, Mr. Holcomb here with another episode of The Math Behind the Modules. Okay, lesson 4, comparing methods. Long division again. Okay, opening exercise says to use the reverse tabular method to determine the quotient of this. All right, so first thing I'm going to do is I'm dividing by x plus 5. So I'm going to put that over here, x and positive 5. I'm going to put my numerator is around here. So 2x cubed. Let me first put some rays here. So we're going in reverse direction. We're going this way. So we're going this way, and we're going this way, and we're going this way. What in the world? Okay, so we're going in the reverse direction when we're dividing. When we're multiplying, we're going this way and getting a product. We're dividing, we're getting the quotient. The quotient is one of the factors. So one factor goes up here, the other factor goes down this side, and this is the product. Going backwards, the product divided by one of the factors gives us the other factor. Okay, so with that said, this is going to give us the 2x cubed. This is going to give us the 11x squared and 7x here, and the constant of 10 right here. So we want to start with the corners that are all by themselves because there's nothing being added. So this just goes here, 2x cubed, and 10 goes here. We always know those two values because they're not being added to anything, and they're equal. This here has infinite number of possibilities to get 11, positives and negatives. All right, so once we do that, we then use what our givens are. So 5 times what gives us 10? Well, that's 2. 5 times 2 is 10. In other words, 10 divided by 5 is 2. 2x cubed divided by x is 2x squared. So we get 2 of them right there. And then with this 2 right here, 2 times x is 2x. And now I can take this, 7x minus 2x is 5x, or 2x plus 5x equals 7x. And we need an 11x squared here. And we have the 5 times 2x squared will give us 10x squared. So I need 11, I have 10, so this has to be x squared. Okay. All right. So once that's done, I now say, okay, what's x squared divided by x? Well, it's x. What's 5x divided by 5? It's also x. It has to be the same. So we get the answer 2x squared plus x plus 2. All righty. All right. See if you did this one correctly. Number 2, use your work from exercise 1 to write the polynomial 2x cubed plus 11x squared plus 7x plus 10 in factored form. Then multiply the factors to check your work above. All right. We're at work from exercise 1, so I shouldn't scroll up too far. Okay, so they gave us this box down here, but in all actuality, guess what? It is going to be the same. So here's how I'm going to do this. Copy, paste, and I'm just going to bring my work down from up there. And we're working with the same thing. Okay, so why do it again? It's right there. It says to use your work from exercise 1, and it says to write this in factored form. Well, the polynomial 2x cubed plus 11x squared plus 7x plus 10 is the green. And the two factors are our length and our width of our box here. So factored form would be x plus 5, which is actually one of the things where the factor is what we divided by, and the quotient is the other factor, 2x squared plus x plus 2. So this is equal to that in factored form. Okay, so it's just the length times the width from number 1. Alrighty, page 2, example 1. Now we're looking at if x equals 10, so we're given a value for x. It says then the division of 1573 divided by 13 can be represented using the polynomial division x plus 3 x plus 3 or x cubed plus 5x squared plus 7x plus 3 divided by x plus 3. All right, so here's what they're talking about here. Let's do long division to find this. So 13, we're dividing 1573 by 13. So the way we do this is, how many times does 13 go into 15? It's 1. 1 times 13 is 13. And you subtract 15 minus 13 is 2. You bring down the 7. And you ask yourself, how many times does 13 go into 27? Well, it's 2. 2 times 13 is 26. And we subtract. And we get 27 minus 26 is 1. Bring down this 3. And 13 goes into 13 one time. 13 times 1 is 13. 13 minus 13 is 0. No remainder means these are both factors of this number. Okay, so this is what we're going to do using polynomial division. So we're going to take the x plus 3. And I'm rewriting this because they didn't give me enough room to write the quotient up here. And it's going to be x cubed plus 5x plus squared plus 7x plus 3. Alrighty, so we're going to do the same thing. Over here we said, well, how many times does 13 go into 15? So I look here and I say to myself, how many times does x go into x cubed? Well, we need x squared times x to get x cubed. Okay, we're not done there. We now have to multiply by the other piece of the binomial, the 3. So x squared times a positive 3 is a positive 3x squared. And then we subtract. And I'm going to put these in parentheses just because if you get negatives here, you sometimes will forget to do the double negative, and I'll explain that when we get to it in a moment. So anyway, we have x squared. We're subtracting this now. X cubed minus x cubed goes away. 5x squared minus 3x squared is 2x squared. We bring down our next piece and we put plus 7x here. Then we say, okay, I have an x here. I need a 2x squared. So what times 1 is 2? Well, that's 2. So that's a 2 here. 2 times x is 2x. I need an x to get x times x to be x squared. And then I multiply the 2x times 3. So I get 2x times x is 2x squared. 2x times 3 is 6x. And I'm going to subtract that. And I'm going to get 2x squared minus 2x squared is 0. 7x minus 6x is 1x. Bring down this 3 plus 3. Well, x goes into x one time, so 1 times x is x. 1 times 3 is 3, so I get x plus 3 here. And then I'm going to subtract those. X minus x is 0. 3 minus 3 is 0. I have no leftovers, no remainders. So what just happened? Well, if x is 10, 10 plus 3 is 13. If x is 10, 10 squared is 100. 10 times 2 is 20. 100 plus 20 is 120. Plus 1 is 121. So we just made a connection here. If x is 10, these would be the factors of this polynomial. But x doesn't have to be 10. X can be any number. And this polynomial division will work. So now let's take a look at another example. And this one they're just showing as a fraction rather than the long division. And it says to use the long division algorithm for volumes to evaluate. So our quotient down here, or not our quotient, our divisor down here is one of the factors. And our quotient is going to be the other factor of our numerator, okay, the dividend. So we're going to take 2x minus 2. And then we write this long division bar, and we write 2x cubed minus 4x squared. I'm changing the color here. I'm skipping the linear term, so I'm going to put plus 0x right here. And then I'm going to put plus 2 on the end. All righty. I need that there. I need it to go from a power of 3 to a power of 2 to a power of 1 to a power of 0, because I'm going to have to bring this down and combine it with the other part of my difference. Okay, so here we go. So when I multiply this, again, I look at the number in front first. 2 divided by 2 is 1. X cubed divided by x is x squared. And I'm not going to write that 1. Okay, we don't need it. X squared is 1x squared. X squared times 2x is 2x cubed. X squared times 2x, 2x cubed. X squared times a negative 2 is a negative 2x squared. Now I'm going to put this in parentheses again because we're subtracting the whole thing. And here's where you need to be careful. 2x cubed minus 2x cubed is 0. Negative 4x squared minus a negative 2x squared. Be careful there. It is a double negative, which means plus. Negative 4x squared plus 2x squared is negative 2x squared. Common mistake here would be saying, oh, negative 4x and negative 2 is negative 6. Whoops, no. Bring down the plus 0x, okay? And then I say, okay, 2 times what is negative 2? Well, it's negative 1. And I have an x squared, so I need an x. And again, I don't need that 1. I'm not going to write it, but I'm just showing you. So that's just going to be x. X times 2x, or I should say negative x times a positive 2x is a negative 2x squared. Negative times a negative is positive. Be very careful with your signs here. X times 2 is 2x. I'm going to put it in parentheses again because we're subtracting the whole thing. And negative 2x squared minus a negative is plus 2x squared. They cancel. 0 minus 2x is going to be a negative 2x. I bring down my plus 2 here. And then I look at this. I'm like, well, I have 2 here and I have a negative 2 here. So that's got to be minus 1. 1 times 2, negative 1 times 2x is negative 2x. Negative 1 times a negative 2 is plus 2. And we're subtracting this. Negative 2x minus a negative 2x is plus 2x. That's 0. 2 minus 2 is 0. No remainder. So the other factor is x squared minus x minus 1. So what this means is if we take 2x minus 2 times x squared minus x minus 1, and I distribute that all throughout, I am going to get that numerator. We just found the other factor of this numerator by dividing. Okay, page 3, exercises 1 through 8 says to use long division algorithm to determine the quotient, but then they want you to check by using reverse tabular method. All right, so these are exercises. Pause the video. See if you can do these on your own and then come back and check your solutions. Okay, so the denominator is going to be outside the division, x squared plus 6x plus 9. Okay. X times x is x squared. Okay. So I put an x here. X times x, x squared. X times 3, 3x. Subtract. X squared minus x squared is 0. 6x minus 3x is 3x. Bring down the plus 9. X, 3x, I need a 3, so it's plus 3. 3 times x is 3x. 3 times 3 is 9. Subtract, and I get no remainder. So the answer is x plus 3. Now it says to use reverse tabular method to check. So here's my table, tab, and I am going to draw it with 2 rows. How do I know there's 2 rows? Because I'm dividing by a binomial x and x plus 3. So I'm going to put x here and 3 here. Okay, and then split this up like so. How do I know I have two columns? Well, they're diagonal. So here's 1 by itself. These 2 make another. Here's 3. That's 3 terms. I have 3 terms. I have a trinomial. And it's reversed order. So I will draw the arrows. We're going this way. Okay, and I write the x squared and the 6 x and the 9 down here. And remember, when we're filling this in, the corners that are by themselves obviously are equal to what they add up to. So 9 and 9 is 9, x squared is x squared. So those are done. Then I say to myself, self, what's 9 divided by 3? And that is, let's see, what color haven't I used? Red. That is 3. 3 times 3 is 9, x times 3 is 3x. And then I have this 6x here, so I need to add something to 3x to get 6x. Well, that's of course 3x. So 3 times what is 3x? This has to be an x. So there we go. Put a plus in between here, and that is what we got here. So there is our check. Let's go on to number 2. Get this out of the way. All righty, number 2. 7x minus 1. 7x cubed minus 8x squared minus 13x plus 2. And we're dividing. Obviously, 7 goes into 7 once. I have an x cubed. I have an x. I need an x squared. Let's change the color for my answer, for my quotient. X squared. X squared times 7x is 7x cubed. X squared times a negative 1 is negative x squared. Subtract, be careful, parentheses. 7 minus 7 is 0x cubed. Negative 8 minus a negative is plus. That would give us negative 7. Oops. Negative, I forgot my 7. Negative 7x squared. Bring down our minus 13x and 7, negative 7x squared. That will be a negative x. Negative times a positive is negative. X times 7x is negative 7x squared. Negative times a negative is positive. X times 1 is simply x. And subtract. Negative minus a negative is plus. They cancel. Negative 13x minus x is negative 14x. Bring down the 2. 7 goes into 14 twice. Positive is and negative. I need a negative. Negative 2 times 7x is negative 14x. Negative 2 times a negative 1 is positive 2. And therefore, when I subtract, I get 0 for my remainder. All righty. So my answer is x squared minus x minus 2. But I haven't checked it yet. So I'm going to do my tabular. And I need 2 rows because I'm dividing by 7x. So let's write that in there now. So my 7x will go here, and my minus or negative 1 will go here. Okay, that's how I know there's 2 rows. Well, how many columns do I have? Well, I have 1, 2, 3, 4 terms, so I need 3 columns. 1 less column than the number of terms. Okay, so it's like that. So again, with the reverse direction, we're going to do array. Let's use orange again. Oops. Try that again. Array, orange, right here, going this direction in reverse. Okay, so I write 7x cubed here. Obviously, this one is 7x cubed. I'm going to write minus 8x squared here. I'm going to write minus 13x here. I'm going to write 2 here. All right, let me erase this though. I want a different color inside. So this is going to be 7x cubed. This is going to be 2. We always know our corners because they're not being added to anything. So to get 2, negative 1 times a negative 2 will give me 2. 7 times a negative 2 is negative 14x. I want negative 13x, so I need to add a positive x here. Negative 1 times a negative x will give me a positive x. 7x times a negative x is negative 7. Keep thinking too far ahead, writing x's instead of 7s. It's going to be negative 7x. 7x times negative x, negative 7x squared. I need negative 8x squared, so this will be another negative x squared here for these two to add up to this. 7x to get 7x cubed, I simply need an x squared here. And so my answer is x squared minus x minus 2, and that is what I got here. So that checks. Okay, now let's get rid of that. Okay, I'll just pause this and clean this up, move to the next problem. All right, number 3. X minus 3 is what I'm dividing by. What I am dividing is x cubed minus 0x squared minus 0x minus 27. Do not forget to put spacers in order 3, 2, 1, 0 constant. Okay. All right. So there's my setup. Then I start with the division. I have an x, I need an x cubed, so that's going to be x squared. That will give me x cubed here. X squared times a negative 3 is negative 3x squared. Subtract. Again, be careful with your subtraction. That's why I put parentheses here. X cubed minus x squared or cubed cancels. Negative 0x squared minus a negative is plus. So 0 plus 3x squared is 3x squared. Bring down that minus 0x. Okay. So then I'm going to say, okay, well, I have an x, I need 2 x's, or an x squared, I mean, and I need 1, I have 1 here, I need 3. So it's going to be plus 3x. 3 times 1 is 3, x times x is x squared. 3x squared. X times a negative is negative, x, or positive times negative, 3x times 3 is 9x. Okay. Subtract. Again, I like parentheses here. 3x squared minus 3x squared is 0. 0, because there's no such thing as negative 0, minus nothing is still nothing. Nothing minus a negative 9x, which is plus 9x. And then bring down my negative 27 or minus 27. I have x, I need 9 of them. I'm going to multiply by a positive 9. 9 times x is 9x. 9 times a negative 3 is negative 27. Subtract 9 minus 9 is 0. Negative 27 minus a negative or plus 27 is 0. No remainder. My answer is x squared plus 3x plus 9. All righty, and then I'm going to check it. So I'm going to draw my tablet. I'm dividing by a binomial, so I know there's only 2 rows. So here's our setup. Let me just fix this a little bit. Make it a little neater. Okay. And what am I going to draw out here or write out here? Well, I'm going to draw my x and my negative 3 from what I'm dividing by. And let me get my rays of sunshine going in the opposite direction. How many do I need? 1, 2, 3, 4. So I need another one and another one. That tells me how many columns I need. And that'll do it right there. Okay. So then I'm going to write what I'm trying to get. X cubed, 0x squared, 0x, negative 27. Negative if you want, but it doesn't mean anything. 0 is 0. So this is going to be x cubed, and this is going to be negative 27. We always know the first and last, top left, bottom right corners. All right, so I can also now fill this in. X times what is x cubed? Well, it's going to be x squared here. And negative 3 times 9 is negative 27. So think of that as a positive 9, so I'll just put a plus there. So I already have 2 of the 3 terms just by that. So now I'm going to say, well, 9 times x is 9x. I need 0, so this has to be a negative 9x. So negative 3 times a positive 3x will give me negative 9x. X times 3x is 3x squared. So this has to be a negative 3x squared. And when I check, negative 3 times x squared does equal that negative 3x squared. So I get x squared plus 3x plus 9 matching. Number 3 is done. Right, here we go with number 4. The denominator is 2x squared minus 3. Okay, so 2x squared minus 3, 2x to the 4th plus 14x cubed plus x squared minus 21x minus 6. All righty. Okay, so I'm going to pause here a moment. You can do this without putting a spacer in, and I'm going to do that, but it might be better if you try to put in 2x squared plus 0x minus 3. But just be careful. You don't need to if you don't want to, but here's what's going to happen. I take 2 and I want a 2 here, so I know that that's 1. I have an x squared. I need x to the 4th. So I'm going to take x squared, and I want that a different color. Okay. So x squared times 2x squared equals 2x to the 4th. All right, and now here's where you need to be careful. X squared times negative 3 is negative 3x squared. I don't want it under the cube. They're not like terms. I have to move it over here and put negative 3x squared over here, and I subtract. So 2x to the 4th minus 2x to the 4th is 0. 14x cubed minus nothing is still 14x to the 3rd. And x squared minus a negative is plus. 1 plus 3 is 4x squared. Okay. So then I'm going to put plus. I have a 2, I need 14, that's going to be 7. I have an x cubed, I have an x squared, I need another x up here. 7 times 2 is 14, x times x squared is x cubed. 7x times a negative 3 is negative 21x. So I'm going to write that over here. And I need to bring down this minus 21x. And then, okay, I had a little glitch there, but here I'm back. And so now I'm subtracting. 14x cubed minus 14x cubed, nothing. 4x squared minus nothing, 4x squared. Negative 21x minus a negative 21 is plus 21x. That is just going to be 0x. Bring down my minus 6. 2x squared, I need another 2, so plus 2. 2 times 2 is 4. 2 times x squared, well, it's just that 4x squared. 2 times 2 is 4, and then the x squared comes along for the ride. 2 times a negative 3 is negative 6, and look what happened. We have 4x squared minus 4x squared cancels. 0x is nothing. It negates nothing. 0 minus nothing is still nothing. And negative 6 minus a negative 6 is plus 6, and that would be 0, no remainder. So my answer to this one is x squared plus 7x plus 2. Be careful with your formatting in that one. All right, so let's continue now and now check our answer. So let me see if I can squeeze this in like so. Actually, I need to leave room to write down my, I'm going to need 3 columns this time. All right. Might need to, well, let's see if I can fit it in here. I have a 2x squared, 2x squared. I have a 0x, and I have a minus 3. So I do need that spacer in here. And let me extend this down like so and fill this in the best we can. All right, so if I drew this, then I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 terms. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm going to need 3 by 3. So then if I just take these arrows from the last problem, I'll just use different colors and overlap, I guess, like so, and put this one here and copy it. And put this one here. Okay, and the first term was 2x to the fourth. So that's 2x to the fourth. So therefore, this is 2x to the fourth. And continuing around, I have 14x cubed. This will go here. Okay, and then I have x squared. This will go here. And that's, hopefully you can see this with this color coding, negative 21x. And finally, minus 6 here. So that minus 6 is going to go there. We always know our corners. So 2x to the fourth, 2x squared. I'm going to need an x squared up here. Actually, I want a different color for that. What haven't I used? Purple, I did green, red, blue. I will use blue. So this is going to be blue. All righty. So then I take 2x squared times x squared is 2x to the fourth. Okay, negative 3 times 3, negative 3, no, it's negative 2, my fault. Negative 2, 3 times 2 is 6, negative times negative is positive. This is negative 2. So negative 2 times 0x is still 0x. Negative 2 times 2x squared is negative 4x squared. Okay. I work with the 2's here. I need a negative 21. I have nothing there, so this has to be negative 21x. Well, negative 3 times a positive 7x will give me negative 21x. So 7x times 0x is 0x squared, and 2 times 7 is 14. X squared times x is x cubed. I need 14x cubed. I have 14x cubed, so this is 0x cubed. And I have an x squared here, and I have negative 4, so I have to have 6x squared there. Negative 3. See, did I do that right? I have 1x squared, and this is negative 4x squared. Oh, I don't need a 2x squared. I just need an x squared. What am I doing? All right, so this is x squared, but this is negative 4, so I need to get that positive. I need a 5x squared. Is that right? What's going on here? Okay, made a little mistake here. This negative 6, this has to be negative 6. This is not a negative 2. It's positive 2. For starters, that's plus. And so now this is positive. So 2x to the second times 2 is 4x squared. I need an x. That makes more sense now. So if this doesn't work, check to see if you made a mistake, which I had. Negative 3 times x squared is negative 3x squared, plus 4x squared will give me that x squared. This is all working. This matches this. There's number 4. Okay, number 5, we're set to go. Here it is. All right, x squared. This time I'm going to show the spacer in my division. I'm going to put a 0x here minus 1. And then I'm going to divide 5x to the fourth minus 0x to the third minus 6x squared minus 0x plus 1. Okay, so notice what I did there. There's a 4, there's no 3, I have to put a 0 in. There's a 2, there's no 1, I put a 0 in, there's a constant. In the denominator, there was no linear term, so I put 0x in the linear term. And so here we go. X squared, 5x to the fourth, I need a 5x squared. 5x squared times x squared is 5x to the fourth. 5x squared times 0 is 0x cubed. x squared times x cubed, 5 times 0, 0. 5 positive, negative, minus 5 times 1, 5x squared. Subtract. I'll put parentheses here, so don't forget to distribute that negative. 5 minus a 5 is 0. Negative 0 minus 0 is still 0. Negative 6 minus a negative is plus. Negative 6 plus 5 is a negative 1x squared. Minus 0x comes down. And I'm going to take x squared and say, well, let's see, I need a minus 1 here. 1 times x squared is negative x squared. 1 times 0x is 0x. And negative 1 times 1 is 1. And so I needed to bring this down as well, plus 1. And I subtract. And this is going to give me negative x squared plus x squared, which is 0. 0 minus 0 is 0. 1 minus 1 is 0. So there is no remainder here. And our answer is 5x squared minus 1. So over here, I'm going to put x squared, 0x, and minus 1. Okay, what I'm dividing by. What I am dividing goes out here. So this is going to be 5x to the 4th, negative 0x cubed, or simply 0x cubed, negative 6x squared, negative 0x, or just x, and 1. So I know my first corner, top left corner, is going to be the same as my value, and my 1 bottom right is going to be the same as my value here. So that's how we get started. So negative 1 times a negative 1. Let's change to red for this. Okay, negative 1 times negative 1 is 1. 0x times a negative 1 is still 0x. X squared times negative 1 is a negative x squared. Okay. So then I have a 0x here. I have a 0x here. Well, this is going to be 0x as well because they have to add up to 0. So negative 1 times 0. So this is going to be 0x. So x squared times 0x is 0x cubed. Okay. 0x times 0x is 0x squared. And so I have a negative x, I need negative 6x. So this is going to be negative 5x squared. Negative 5 plus a negative 1 is negative 6. And to get negative 5x squared and negative 1, I need a 5x squared up here. Okay. And so then when I finish, I'm going to get 0x cubed right there. So I have 5x squared plus 0x minus 1, which is the same as 5x squared minus 1. You just don't need to write the plus 0x in the middle. My check works. Okay, hopefully you're getting more confident with these as with each one we do. Now I have x cubed minus 1, so be careful. I'm going to write it with the spaces. X cubed plus 0x squared plus 0x minus 1, divide x to the 6th plus 0x to the 5th plus 4x to the 4th plus 0x cubed plus 0x squared minus 4x minus 1. Whoa. All right, a lot of space. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 spacers. All right, so here we go. 1, 1, we're good there. X cubed, x6, I need x to the 3rd times x to the 3rd equals x to the 6th. Okay, x to the 6th. X to the 3rd plus 0 times 0x squared is going to be 0x to the 5th. X to the 3rd times 0x is going to be 0x to the 4th. X to the 3rd times a negative 1 is negative x to the 3rd. Okay, put that in parentheses, subtract. X to the 6 minus x to the 6 is 0. 0 minus 0 is 0. 4 minus 0 is 4. X to the 4th. 0 minus a negative is plus. x cubed, and bring down my 0x squared. And I may need more, but I'll just put the 1 for now. X cubed, I need a 4, so there's a 4 here. I need another x to make x to the 4th. X to the 1 times x to the 3rd is x to the 4th, so I get 4x to the 4th. 4x times 0x squared is 0x cubed. 4x times 0x is 0x squared. And yes, I do need to bring down that minus 4x right now. And 4x times negative 1 is minus 4x. Okay, we are subtracting. 4 minus 4 is 0. 1 minus 0 is 1x cubed. 0 minus 0 is 0. Okay, and negative 4 minus a negative is plus 4x. Those cancel. That's going to be 0x. I bring down my minus 1. I need x cubed. I have x cubed. This is going to be a 1. 1 times x cubed is x cubed. 1 times 0x squared is 0x squared. 1 times 0x is 0x. 1 times a negative 1 is negative 1. We're subtracting. X cubed minus x cubed is 0. 0 minus 0 is 0. 0 minus 0 is 0. Negative 1 plus 1 is 0. We have no remainders. We are done. It went in evenly. My answer is x to the 3rd plus 4x plus 1. I now write my number out here. How many do I need? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, but I need 4 columns. Okay, so I need to build on this one that I brought down from the last question. Let's work up. Okay, let's do that. And then let's extend these all up 1. Okay, so you're going to need a larger, this x cubed is going to go here. 0x squared is going to go here. 0x is going to go here. And a negative 1 is going to go there. Okay, I need another one of these arrows. Okay. Bring this over here. So we're working in the opposite direction to check. And I will write what we had originally. So that's x to the 6th, 0x to the 5th, 4x to the 4th goes here. 0x cubed, 0x squared, negative 4x. Uh-oh, what's going on here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have 7. All right, I do not have enough, so let's undo that. Okay, so what do I need? I need another one going out this way. Okay, let's extend. Oops. Oops, oops. Let's put this back. And now let's extend these. Okay, I'm just checking to see if this will work. Bear with me. This arrow goes for these 3. This arrow goes for these 2. This goes for this 1. This arrow goes here for that diagonal of 4. And this arrow goes for the 3. This arrow goes for the 2. I need another arrow. Now let's see if this works. All right, try that again. I have x to the 6th. I have x to the 5th, but there's none of them. 0. 4x to the 4th. 0x cubed. 0x squared. Negative 4x. Negative 1. Okay, we got it. This is definitely negative 1. This is definitely x to the 6th. We always know our corners. To get negative 1 here, this has to be a positive 1. Negative 1 times 1 is 1. Negative. So 0x times 1 is 0x. 0x squared times 1 is 0x squared. X cubed times 1 is x cubed. Work with the 2 here. I need negative 4x. I have 0, so this has to be negative 4x. Okay, that tells me that this has to be 4x. That's a positive 1, so I'll put it. That's a positive 4, so I'll put it. Okay, so negative 1 times 4x is negative 4x. Negative 4 or 4x times 0x is 0x squared. 4x times 0x squared is 0x cubed. 4x times x cubed is 4x to the 4th. Okay, let me erase that and fix it. I almost put the wrong number up there for my exponent. This is a 4. All right. Moving along here, I have 0x squared. I have 0x squared. I need a 0x squared here, so that's going to be 0 as well. Those 3 add up to 0. It's not x to the 0, though. It's x squared. Negative 1 times 0x squared, well, that's going to be 0x squared. 0x squared times a negative 1 is still 0x squared. Okay. 0x times 0x squared is 0x cubed. 0x squared times 0x squared is 0x to the 4th. X cubed times 0x squared is 0x to the 5th. So I need a 0x to the 5th here. So this is 0x to the 5th because 0 plus 0 gives us that. I have a 4x to the 4th here. I have 4x to the 4th here. I don't need any more. So it's 0x to the 4th. I need a 0x cubed here. I have 0x, 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 0x cubed. So x cubed times what gives me x to the 6th? Well, that would be x to the 3rd. 0x squared times x cubed is 0x to the 5th. 0x times x cubed is 0x to the 4th. Negative 1 times 0x cubed, or x cubed. Negative 1 times 1x cubed is not 0x cubed. Uh-oh, what did I do? Okay, I found it. I didn't make a mistake. I made a mistake putting a 0 here. All right. This is 1x cubed. I need 0. So this has to be negative x cubed down here because 0 plus a negative 1 plus 1 is 0. And negative 1 times x cubed is negative x cubed. So I just had that little minor error there. I forgot that this was a 1, not a 0. So then we end up with x cubed plus 0x squared plus 4x plus 1. Ignoring that, that's what we got. Okay, it checks. Okay, page 4, 2 more examples to go. Here's number 7. I'll do it way over here so I don't run out of room. Looks like a pretty tedious activity. So I have 2x squared. I don't have a linear term, so I'm going to put it there. 2x squared plus 0x plus 1 divide 2x to the 7th plus 0x to the 6th. Don't forget your space in between. Plus x to the 5th. There is no 4th power, so plus 0x to the 4th minus 4x cubed plus 14x squared minus 2x plus 7. How ridiculous is this one? All righty, here it is. 2x, 2x, so I don't need a coefficient. I need a coefficient of 1. This is x to the 7th. I have an x squared, so this is x to the 5th. So I'm going to get 2x to the 7th. X to the 5th times 0x is 0x to the 6th. X to the 5th times 1 is x to the 5th. We are subtracting. And we get 2x to the 7th minus 2x. Whoops, that's supposed to be a 7. 5 times 2, 7. 2x to the 7th minus 2x to the 7th is 0. 0 minus 0 is 0. X minus x is 0. Okay, so that all canceled out. Bring down a 0x to the 4th. Obviously, that won't go. minus 4x cubed. So I really don't need to do this. Just skip it and bring down the minus 4x cubed. And so here we go. 2, I need a negative 2. Negative 2 times 2 is negative 4. I have an x squared, so I need another x. So it's 2x. Now negative times a negative, that's a 0, by the way. It looks like a 6. This is a 0. Okay, so that's going to be negative 2x times 0x is 0x squared. That's actually a minus, but it doesn't really matter. And negative 2x times a positive 1 is negative 2x. So now when I subtract this I can ignore. Negative 4x cubed, okay, minus a negative 4, which is plus 4x cubed, cancels. 14 minus 0 is 14x squared. Negative 2 plus 2x cancels, so that's going to be plus 0x. Bring down my plus 7. I have a 2x squared. I have a 14x squared. I need 7. 7 times 2 is 14x squared. 7 times 0x is 0x. And 7 times 1 is 7. Subtract. 14 minus 14x squared is 0. 0 minus 0 is 0. 7 minus 7 is 0. We are done. We did not have a remainder. My answer is x to the 5th minus 2x plus 7. Okay, so now here's where the fun comes in. Now we have to check it with a table. Let's do the right side first. It's the easiest. Okay, so here's the right side. We need a 2x squared. Okay, and then we're going to need a top to this. We're going to need to separate my first term, 2x squared. And then I have a 0x, okay? And then I need to separate it with a column, or row, I mean. Okay, and then I'm going to need a 1. And that's the bottom of my table, or tablet. So I need to shorten this to here. All right, so there's our right side. How many verticals do we need? Well, we need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Whew. So this one up on the last page, let's go back. This one had 7 terms and I needed a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. If I need 8, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it's going to be 5 by 3. Okay, so I need 5. I have 3, I need 5 vertical to total 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. All right, they're not really evenly separated, so let's just fix that a little. Okay, doesn't have to be perfect, but there we go, that's a little better. Alrighty, now we're going to put in, we need our arrows to show the direction that we're working. We're going this way this time. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, not enough. Let's put that there. Drag these out. Move this here. Move this one here. Put this one here. Put this one here. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There we go. Now we got her. All right, so I need 2x to the 7th. I need 0x to the 6th. An x to the 5th. A 0x to the 4th. A a negative 4x cubed, a 14x squared, a minus 2x, and a 7. I know this is 7. I know this is 2x to the 7th. Those are our givens. That's what gets us started. So this has to be 7. 1 times 7 is 7. 0x times 7 is 0x. 2x squared times 7 is 14x squared. From here, I have to use this. I need a negative 2x. I have 0, so this has to be negative 2x. To get negative 2x, multiply 1, I need a negative 2x here, and there's a plus here, by the way. So now we fill in the next column. 2x squared times a negative 2x is negative 4x cubed. 0x times negative 2x is 0x squared. Okay, 14x squared plus 0 is 14x squared, plus what is 14x squared? Well, it's another 0x squared. So 1 times 0, oops, I didn't change to purple. 1 times 0x squared will give me 0x squared times 1 will give me 0x squared. Okay, 0x times 0x squared is 0, ready? 0x cubed. 0x times 0x, or 2x squared times 0x squared is 0x to the 4th. Now I'm going to work here because I have this and this, so I need one more. I have a negative 4x cubed, I have a 0x cubed, I need negative 4x cubed. So this is going to be 0x cubed as well. So this has to be 0x cubed times 1 is 0x cubed. 0x times 0x cubed is 0x to the 4th. And 2x squared times 0x cubed is 0x to the 5th. 0x, 0x, 0x. Well, this has to be 0x to the 4th as well. 0 plus 0 plus 0 equals 0. So this has to be 0x to the 4th. 0x times 0x to the 4th is 0x to the 5th. 2x squared times 0x to the 4th is 0x to the 6th. I have a 0, I have a 0, I need a 1. This is x to the 5th, so this has to be x to the 5th. 1x plus 0 is 1. So now I know that this first term is x to the 5th, because 1 times x to the 5th is x to the 5th. 0x times x to the 5th is 0, 0, 0, x to the 6th. So we have x to the 5th. Ignore these, minus 2x plus 7, and that is what we got. See, these can just go away, and x to the 5th minus 2x plus 7 is what we got here. So that checks. Okay, here's number 8. Last one. Looks like an easy one. X plus 2 is all I have outside. But I have x to the 6th plus 0x to the 5th plus 0x to the 4th plus 0x cubed plus 0x squared plus 0x plus minus 64. Alrighty, continue this out to here. I only have a binomial here, so I do not need this bottom row. So then I can shorten this up like so. Okay, so let me do this real quick. It's too close to the wall. Hey. Well, I want to let me move it. There we go. There we go. All right. So here's what I'm going to do. This arrow here is this square here. That's x to the 6th. These two will be that 0x to the 5th. These two will be 0x to the 4th. This one that's pointing at these two will be 0x to the, I lost track, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0, 6, x to the 6th, 5th, 4th, 3rd, 2nd, 1st, x. Okay, so I do need another out this way. So let me draw that like so and extend these. So you just have to mess around with this a little bit to see how many you need. All right, there we go. We'll deal with that in a minute. X times x to the 5th will give me x to the 6th. Okay, plus 2, x to the 5th times 2 is 2x to the 5th plus 2x to the 5th. We are going to subtract that. X to the 6th minus what am I doing? That's just x to the 6th. X to the 5th times x is x to the 6th. X to the 5th times 2 is 2x to the 5th. We subtract them. Sorry about that. And we get x to the 6th minus x to the 6th is 0. 0 minus 2 is negative 2x to the 5th. Bring down this plus 0x to the 4th. To get this, I need a minus 2. And x to the 5th, I need an x to the 4th. 2x to the 4th times x is negative 2x to the 5th. Negative times a positive is negative. X to the 2x to the 4th times 2 is 4x to the 4th. Subtract the group. Negative 2x to the 5th plus 2x to the 5th is 0. 0 plus 4x to the 4th is a positive 4x to the 4th. Be careful with your signs. Bring this down, that's plus 0x cubed. To get x to be 4x to the 4th, I need a positive 4x cubed. To get 4x to the 4th, 4x cubed times 2 is plus 8x cubed. Subtract. And I get 4x to the 4th minus 4x to the 4th is 0. 0 minus 8x to the 3rd is 8x to the 3rd. Bring down my plus 0x squared. All right. X, I need an 8. I have an x cubed. I have an x. I need 2 more. X squared. 8x squared times x is 8x cubed. 8x squared times 2 is 16x squared. Subtract. 8x cubed minus 8x cubed is 0. 0 minus 16 is negative 16x squared. Okay, I'm running into my table here. Bring this down plus 0x. All right, x, I need a negative 16. I have an x squared, I have an x, I need another x. Negative 16x times x is negative 16x squared. Negative 16x times 2 is a negative 32x. Subtract. Negative 16x squared plus 16x squared is 0. 0 plus 32x is 32x. Bring down this minus 64. And I have an x, I have an x. I need a plus 32. That'll give me 32x. 32 times 2 is plus 64. Subtract. 32 minus 32 is 0. Negative 64 minus 64. What did I do wrong there? Let me see. Okay, I did some digging here. I'm going to use black to fix my error. See this 8x squared I brought down? 0 minus 8 is negative 8. Negative 8 minus 8 is 0. Okay, so this should be a negative 8. Negative 8x squared times x is negative 8x cubed. Negative 8x squared times 2 is a negative 16x squared. 0 plus 16x squared would make that positive. Making that positive, I would need this to be positive. 16 times x is 16x. 16x times 2 is a plus 32. I apologize for this. 16x squared minus 16x squared is 0. 0 minus 32 is a negative 32. We're finally there. And this is going to be a minus 32. Negative 32 times x is negative 32x. Negative 32 times 2 is a negative 64. Okay. And when I subtract, I get negative 32 minus a negative 32 is plus 32. Negative 64 plus 64 is 0. So I just made that one mistake there, and it carries throughout the rest of the way until you get to the end and you don't get a 0 for a remainder. So it checked. Finally, I'm done. Now let's check to see if we're right. So I need my x to the 6th right here, and my 0x to the 5th for this arrow. That's a lane 5. Let's rewrite that. 0x to the 5th. This is going to be 0x to the 4th. 0x cubed. 0x squared. 0x. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All right, I'd have too many. So this has to be minus 64. No big deal. I'll delete this. Delete this. Shorten that. Miscounted when I was putting this table together. I had it right the first time. All right, so I'm going to put an x here and a 2 here. That's this. So I know this is negative 64, and I know this is x to the 6th. Now we just need to finish filling this in. To get a negative 64, I have to multiply 2 by negative 32. So this gives me negative 32x. I need 0x, so this has to be 32x. 2 times 16x will give me 32x. X times 16x is 16x squared. I have a 0x squared here, so that's got to be minus 16x squared to get these to add up to 0. To get a negative 16x squared, I have to divide by a negative 8. 2 times a negative 8x squared. Okay, 2 times negative 8x squared is negative 16x squared. X times negative 8x squared is negative 8x cubed. I need a 0x cubed, so this has to be a positive 8x cubed for those two to add up to 0. And 8 divided by 2 is 4x cubed, and that's positive. And x times 4x cubed is 4x to the 4th. I need 0x to the 4th, so this is negative 4x to the 4th. So this is going to be negative 2x to the 4th times 2 gives us negative 4x to the 4th. And that adds up to 0. X times negative 2x to the 4th is negative 2x to the 5th. I need 0, so this has to be 2x to the 5th. And so this has to be x to the 5th, because 2 times x to the 5th is 2x to the 5th, and x times x to the 5th is x to the 6th. And we get 5x, or x to the 5th minus 2x to the 4th plus 4x cubed minus 8x squared plus 16x minus 32. This matches this. We are done. Okay, page 5 brings us to the end of lesson 4. Review the lesson summary and go to your problem set.